Yeah, I was just reading this morning actually. Xbox 360 they're coming up with I guess you call it an app or something for the online phase of their platform, because a lot of females do go on there and they get booed out of there, to put it mildly, and some of the things get told some not very nice things they hear in there. And so now there's going to be this app, I guess you would call it, where it disguises their voice so they sound like a male, so that they know it's a girl playing online.
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, there's a company that I went and visited out here in the suburbs of Boston that is importing some of this voice technology into various game environments. And yeah, you can be a 12-year-old kid, and you can have your character, your avatar sound like an angry dwarf, or likewise, you can be a 6-year-old man and have your character sound like a 12-year-old girl. So, positive. There's also, I suppose, the potential for some very odd social situations that could develop. As long as everybody keeps their head, I think it keeps their pants on, everything will be fine.
Yeah, and before we let you go, let us know again. You're not going to be at the Dragon Con, but there will be. You said signed copies there.
Yeah, I will fortunately can't make it this year, but both at Dragon Con and at PAX, which is also going on the same weekend in Seattle. For those people who know, PAX is one of the biggest gaming conventions. A really interesting hybrid, I think, of gaming culture and pop culture. Anyways, I have the folks at Dungeons and Dragons, actually, Wizards of the Coast, who are going to be giving out copies of my book. And I'm actually going to be tweeting from my Twitter, which is Ethan Freak. That's my handle on Twitter. At various times to tell people where to go and where to get the books. At DragonCon, the OneRing.net, their panel, and I'm also selling it on the convention floor at a couple booksellers. So doing my best to virtually be there, even though I can't be there physically. Just couldn't make the trip down from Boston this year. But I'm excited. The book is out in paperback, and I hope that people will check it out.
You think you'll ever do a follow-up to the book?
Well, there's been some talk about, what my next book will be. I don't know if there's enough that I have enough of a sense of what a sequel would be yet, whether it would be. I don't think that I want to write the same kind of book again, which is, so much of the book is my personal story in addition to encounters and interviews with all these other people that I meet on my quote-unquote quest. So I don't know what the next book would be. I had a hankering to do some kind of comprehensive history of Dungeons and Dragons, and now that Gygax is gone, sadly, just to kind of really try to tell the story once and for all. But I'm not sure that's in the cards yet.
That would be interesting, actually. I would want to learn about that, about Gary Gygax and his history. The other thing I was thinking right now is, how about a direct-to-DVD where you actually interview the people that you went and talked to?
Yeah, there has been some discussion about the possibility of turning this into a TV show or a documentary series. It's all, as a freelance writer and somebody who makes a living as a writer, I have to, the dollars and cents have to add up, has to work for me financially to go out and do it. But yeah, anyone out there in radio land and internet land, if you're interested in collaborating or know someone in Hollywood who's just looking to throw some money at some projects, get in touch.
I think the main thing with that is it's got to be done right. It's got to be done by the right person, and you sound like you would be the perfect person to do it, because not too long ago we talked to David Glanzer, who's one of the guys that puts together Comic-Con, the big convention in San Diego, and he was telling me that he sees Comic-Con, it is huge, everybody knows about it, but he thinks that it gets, the way he put it, is the wrong press. Which is, people go there and they just point their cameras at, like he put it, the two nerds dressed as Darth Vader and Princess Leia. Exactly. And that's not at all what it's about. So we need somebody who knows and understands this community to get to do it right. Yeah,
I think you're right, and I do agree that a lot of the stuff does get if not necessarily negative press, then certainly very superficial press, where it's like, once again, it's people running around in costume doing goofy things, and it ends up being, the reporter oftentimes ends up being an outsider who doesn't really, they've been assigned the story, they go show up for a couple hours, talk to people, and then they think they, kind of have enough to go with. And, I like to think that I know this stuff pretty well. Not all of it is stuff I've had participated in a lot, but I think I did my, did my homework and was able to, really delve deeper into this stuff. And I think that's the difference between, reading a story in the paper and reading a book. I mean, you're going to be able to go into more depth, which is what I hope I've accomplished.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, well, Ethan, thanks a lot for coming on the Geek Speak radio show. Really enjoyed this conversation.
Well,
and again,
thank you.
Yeah, anytime. The website is all linked up on our website at geekspeakradioshow.com. The book website, fantasyfreaksbook.com. And the name of the book is Fantasy Freaks and Gaming Geeks, an epic quest for reality among role players, online gamers, and other dwellers of imaginary realms. Ethan, again, thanks a lot for coming on.
Thank you so much. It's been my pleasure. I really appreciate the chance to come on your show, and best of luck with everything, and I'll stay tuned to you guys.
Yeah, you're welcome back anytime.
Wonderful. Thank you.